Welcome into the ESPN Esports studios. Phil Murphy alongside James Ruth, the Senior Director of Properties for MLS, and Mike LaBelle, who proudly supports the Supporters Shield winning New York Red Bulls in eMLS. Guys, big announcement today. Major League Soccer and EA Sports announced an expanded eMLS. The players competing to represent their clubs at the 2019 eMLS Cup, presented by PlayStation. But first, I want to talk about the inaugural season. Mike, you were very successful in that inaugural season. What was the experience like as a player?
I mean, as a player, it was really special to be part of something that's new, that's fresh, that's progressive, and it added so much credibility, I would say, as well. As someone who kind of came through the era of you can't play video games and make money, there is no opportunity here. I was like, hold on, mom and dad, it'll be okay. As someone who experienced that firsthand, being able to sign to an MLS organization, and then being able to have our own league, where we have tournament structure. It qualifies us for the biggest events throughout the year, and we had a lot of credibility, especially considering that our events were before some of the big events. So everybody was watching to see, okay, well, what can we learn? Are there any tricks of the trade that I can get from participating or really studying or analyzing the MLS in general? What are these guys doing?
James, from your vantage point, what's the assessment of year one?
We're really happy with year one. I think we started the whole eMLS project on really solid footing. This was, at the end of the day, kind of celebrating the cross-section between traditional soccer and gaming. We know that gaming is a huge component of how our fans express themselves as fans, how they engage with the sport. So eMLS as a project made a ton of sense. And then going into it and kind of seeing what we've built in year one, we're really happy with it. Viewership's been really strong. It's grown event over event. We've got great players like Mike in our league, and we're really excited about what's happening for year two.
All right, so touching on that, James, following up the big announcement on Monday, expansion from your vantage point, what are the things that people need to know about what 2019 is going to look like as people go toward the eMLS Cup presented by PlayStation?
So I think when we looked back at 2018, we were really happy with everything that we did, but there was a couple key takeaways. The first and foremost piece was just more programming. We wanted to do more throughout the year to not only leverage our players within the league, but also create more opportunities for our fans to engage with the MLS. So that was a major kind of pushing point behind eMLS League Series presented by PlayStation, which will be 2 events leading into eMLS Cup. That'll set the seeding for eMLS Cup. And it's an opportunity for us to take eMLS to new markets. So we'll be going to LA and partnering with the LA Galaxy, and then also going to Dallas and partnering with FC Dallas. So we're really excited to see that. In addition to that, you're going to see some new clubs. FC Cincinnati is going to be joining MLS for their first year in the traditional league next year, and they're also going to be joining eMLS. They signed a fantastic player in Fiddle from PSG, so we're really excited about that. And then you'll also see Atlanta United join and DC United. So some traditional clubs and new clubs jumping in. We're really excited about that as well. And then you're also going to see just a lot more in terms of content and overall programming around eMLS. We're really excited about doubling down in year two.
So according to my math, that brings us up now to 22 clubs total in eMLS. Mike, what's your reaction as a player hearing expansion in the upward trajectory of this franchise?
Well, similar to what James was saying, with leveraging the players also can leverage the league and the clubs. More events gives them more opportunities to make money, to get points that can help you qualify for the largest events, the world events, and also to grow your brand. If you perform well, there's thousands of people that watch us participate. And in fact, in 2018, I'm expecting an increase this year. I know we peaked at like 30,000 concurrent viewers for the Boston event and 55,000 for the Atlanta event, which was more of a showcase and a 2v2. It was for fun during the All-Star break, and we were raising money for charity. So I'm super pumped. The more the merrier, and it also gives you the ability to get more training, to get more experience under your belt, because playing online versus playing in person is not the same experience, and you need that practice, you need that experience. It really helps prepare you for future events or even for the next eMLS event.
You guys, we've seen this in the NBA esports world as well, the league and the esports community supporting each other. How has that synergistic relationship come to fruition? How have you guys seen it come to fruition between eMLS and MLS? And James, this is your area of expertise, so I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of great kind of crossover between the traditional club and what they're doing within esports, whether it's from a programming perspective, leveraging everything they're doing within eMLS to bring kind of gaming fans onto the traditional club and vice versa. And we think we've seen some really cool events and cool programming with it. And then also from a content perspective, I mean, Mike's been able to deliver some really interesting content alongside the New York Red Bulls, kind of blurring that line between traditional soccer and digital soccer, and that's something that you'll continue to see in 2019.
Mike, same question for you.
Well, I'm going to speak from my experience with the New York Red Bulls because we've been able to work together with integrating myself in their football culture that's already established, or their soccer culture that's already established, where you can see me doing some of the commercials, you can see me hosting different events, you see me at all the games. And then on the reverse end too, I'm able to play against people that already support the club or bring in new fans or new people that maybe weren't watching the MLS. I have so many friends that I grew up with that didn't play soccer at any point. And then when we got to college, they started getting into FIFA. And when they started playing FIFA, they're like, hey, Mike, I know you're the guy. And we're playing as different MLS teams, or you're building squads and Ultimate Team, and that gets them into partaking in the sport and becoming a fan. And it's something they never grew up with, and they don't have that firsthand experience. And now they're massive fans. They hold season tickets. They know what's happening, who's winning, who's losing. Hopefully, the New York Red Bulls are going to close out great in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Looking pretty good to this point.
Not too bad so far.
You guys heard it here. The competitive ecosystem expanding to 22 teams, more events, more players, more eyeballs. It's a good thing for Major League Soccer, eMLS, and certainly EA Sports as well. Guys, thank you so much for the time. You heard it here. Expanded footprint heading into the 2019 eMLS Cup presented by PlayStation. He's Mike. He's James. I'm Phil. Thanks for watching.